Come discover Riverside Norwich Walk with me. This starts at St Crispin's Bridge. Actually, I suppose you could carry on from Marriott's Way Walk just before that, but I'm starting at Quayside. As we go over, you will see Quayside Bales. This is an art installation by Les Bicknell. It consists of 31 bales. This represents the history of the trade, which would have been like a dock where barges would have pulled up and there would have been a lot of trade there. There are names on those as well from businesses, names from up to about 200 years ago. The bridge we are now coming up to is Whitefriars Bridge, which would also be known as the Bridge of St Martin's, which dates back to 1110. During Kett's Rebellion in 1549, John Dudley, Earl of Warwick, ordered all destructions of bridges in Norwich, although later on this specific bridge was the only one to be destroyed. It was then rebuilt in stone in 1591 with a large arch and 2 turrets. This was also taken down in the reign of James I during 1603 to 1625. The bridge finally went under repairs in 1835. The bridge was then rebuilt in 1924 by the city engineer A.E. Collins. St James Mill is an Industrial Revolution mill in Norwich. It was built between 1836 and 1839. It was an attempt to basically stop the local textile trade collapsing. The architect was John Brown. The site was occupied by the Whitefriars in the 13th century. Unfortunately, it went into decline and it was bought by Jarrold's and Sons Limited and used as a printing department in 1902. Also, apparently it was leased to Cayley's chocolate manufacturer, which I didn't know, and it was sold to the government as a training factory for war veterans in 1920. Jarrold's bought back the mill in 1933 and now today it is private office complex. Over the other side of the river, we can now see a part of the old Norwich city walls. These are placed all over the city. There are left remnants that are kept and preserved. If you actually cross the bridge over to the other side, there's also some more of the wall which are arches and a larger piece as well. But now as we come around here, we are going over to Jarrold's Bridge. So let me tell you a little bit more about Jarrold's Bridge. Jarrold's Bridge is very modern, only 13 years old. It was built in 2012. It has a unique structure. It is known as the floating bridge because there is nothing holding it up in the middle. It just floats. This was a part of the Riverside redevelopment scheme. It is named in honour of the Jarrolds, family who have had contribution in big parts of Norwich City since the 18th century. This is a really nice walk in the city to feel like you're away from the city next to the river. So instead of walking up Barrack Street trying to get to Riverside, you can do a nice walk by the river, see plenty of history. It's quieter, it's nicer, you can be with nature. It's such a lovely area. I walk up here so often. I love it. There's pubs on the way, starting at the Quayside where we saw the Mischief, the Ribs of Beef. We've been past the Adam and Eve. There's another pub, the Red Lion pub, at the end of here as well. I just want you to take note of how many bins we've just walked past as well, so there's no need for you to put rubbish on the floor or litter because there is so much use of bins. Okay, so now we're coming up to Cow Tower. Cow Tower is an artillery tower which was built between 1398 to 1399 by city authorities in response to threats from France and English rebels. It is built to defend the northeastern approach to Norwich. It had cannons and bombards. This isn't a part of the city walls, but is built close to the river, built tall so it can see its enemies from afar. This was built to hold a garrison, so this would have been furnished with different floors with dining and sleeping areas. This would have played a role in the Kett's Rebellion in 1549, deploying artillery and damaging the tower's propellers. Repairs were made to the wall in the 19th century, but these actually had caused damage, and in 1953 it was taken into guardianship by Ministry of Works, who stabilised it. This is now managed by English Heritage. Here's the information by the tower. Feel free to pause and read it if you can manage. So I thought we could have a look at the pond, but it looks awfully overgrown, so Norwich City Council, please get onto that, because that is a really nice area. Oh, swannies. Swans on their own. But yeah, as we come up through here, we are going to be travelling towards not only the Red Lion pub, but the Bishop Bridge, which is going to be just around the corner, which was made in 1340. It's the last remaining medieval bridge in Norwich. This would have had a gatehouse as well and been a big part of the defence along with the cow tower. So we've now crossed over by the bridge and we're now going down this alley really fast because there's not much to say about this little part right here. We'll just have a little wander. There's the cathedral just over there. Boop. But yeah, anyway, random tent, didn't want to bother because there was a man in there. I think he must be homeless. But yeah, now we are coming up to Pole Ferry. Is a ferry house located on the River Wensum. It's made of flint and was a watergate in the 15th century. This was the route to build Norwich cathedrals. The stone which we know Norwich Cathedral was built with is flint that come from the River Wensum and the River Yare. There was a canal built under this arch by monks, which the Normans then ferried the stones to build the cathedral. So if you go straight ahead, you will go towards the cathedral grounds, but we are going left and we are going to keep continuing on to the riverside walk, which we are now coming up towards the end of the riverside walk. More bins, lots of bins. You see, we have lots of bins. Anyway, so we're going to continue on here really fast. Keep going really fast. Oh my gosh, not fast enough. But yeah, basically to the left right here now is where boats will come during the summer. It gets very busy on there and people will stay in the boats, and there's a little piece there with all the toilets and things as well. So yeah, that gets very popular during the summer months. But as we head up these stairs, we are now not at the end actually. It goes all the way up to Carroll Road, but we are now ending here at the Great Anglia pub, the bottom of Prince Wales Road. I hope you enjoyed my walk, and if you're in the city and just want to get away for a bit, definitely go check it out.